Good morning, students. In our previous lectures, we have studied about Cartesian coordinates and spherical polar coordinates. Now we will be studying about the relation between Cartesian and spherical polar coordinates. We have already studied in spherical polar coordinates that if these are my three axes that are perpendicular to each other, let us suppose this is x, y and z. Now these are lying on the surface of the sphere. Let us suppose we have a particle P over here such that the coordinates are x, y and z, and r is the distance between them, that is radial distance. Let us suppose the projection of OP, that is somewhere over here. Suppose this represents the rho axis and the distance will be rho, and let us fall perpendicular on this. If this point is my N point, this is my A point, the angle which this vector makes with theta, with this theta, that is polar angle, and this is my azimuthal angle. Now this distance is my x distance, this distance is rho, this is y, this is your rho, this is your z. Of course, the unit vector along these will be I cap, j cap and k cap. And I told you in the last lecture that we have unit vectors of spherical polar coordinates moving in the increasing direction of your these coordinates. Like in r, we have a unit vector along the increasing r. We have a unit vector along increasing theta, since theta is increasing like this, and we have unit vector phi increasing like this. So this is r cap, phi cap and theta cap, and of course they should be perpendicular to each other. Now to find the relation between the spherical and Cartesian coordinates, let us suppose we have a triangle OPN. In this triangle, first of all we want to find angle cos of theta and sin of theta. If this angle is theta, these two are perpendicular, this angle will also be theta. So your rho by r will be equal to sin theta in this triangle, and your z by r equal to cos theta. So from here you have rho is equal to r sin theta, and you have z is equal to r cos theta. So we found one equation, that is relation between z, r and theta. Now we consider in triangle OAN. In triangle OAN, what we see, x is equal to rho cos phi and y is equal to rho sin phi. From this triangle, since the line opposite to the angle that will show you perpendicular, so x is equal to rho cos phi and y is equal to rho sin phi. Now we will put this value. Let this equation be 1, this is 2, this is 3 and this is 4. Now you put 1 in 3 and 4 and you will get x is equal to r sin theta cos phi. This is your fifth equation, and when you put 1 in 4 you will get y is equal to r sin theta sin phi. Now, since I know in Cartesian coordinates we have position vector is equal to x I cap, y j cap and z k cap. Now if I put the values over here, then I will get r is equal to, this is r vector, r sin theta cos phi I cap, r sin theta sin phi j cap and r cos theta k cap. So we can say that these are these three equation number 2, 5 and 6, these shows the relationship between Cartesian and spherical polar coordinates. So after finding the relation between the spherical and Cartesian coordinates, we can solve some problems. Like if first problem is, if I am having spherical polar coordinates that are given, let us suppose they are 16, 60 degree and 30 degree, and I need to find its Cartesian coordinates. So since I know x is equal to r sin theta cos phi, y is equal to r sin theta sin phi and z is equal to r cos theta, right? So I have x is equal to r, this is my r, this is my theta and this is my phi. So I have 16 sin 60 cos 30. So it will be 16 into under root 3 by 2 into under root 3 by 2. So this will be my 16 into 3 by 4 right. So now y 16 sin 60 sin 30 under root 3 by 2 1 by 2, this is 4 under root 3 and z is 16 into cos theta, theta is your 60 degree, so 16 into 1 by 2. So I am having x, y, z 12, 4 under root 3 and 1 that is 8. So these are my Cartesian coordinates. Now my next problem is, I want to find the spherical polar coordinates if Cartesian coordinates are given. Cartesian coordinates are 1, 0, 1. I want to find spherical polar coordinates. Now since this is your x, this is your y and this is your z, and if I want to find r, that is r square is equal to x square plus y square plus z square. So r is 1 plus 0 plus 1, 1 by 2. This is under root 2. Now I have z is equal to r cos theta. 1 is equal to under root 2 cos theta. Cos theta 1 by under root 2 and theta will be my 45 degree. Now if I have x is equal to, or I have y is equal to r sin theta sin phi, or I have x is equal to r sin theta cos phi, I can put the value x is equal to under root 2 into sin 45 degree into cos phi, x is equal to under root 2 1 by under root 2 into cos phi, and here my x is also 1, so 1 is equal to cos phi and phi is my 0 degree. So you will be having coordinates r, theta and phi, and here my r is under root 2, 45 degree and 0 degree. So this is all about the relationship between Cartesian and spherical polar coordinates and problems related to them. Now next we will move on to the plane polar coordinates. We have studied about Cartesian coordinates, we have studied about spherical polar coordinates, relation between them. We had a little introduction of cylindrical coordinates also. Now let us talk about plane polar coordinates. What are plane polar coordinates? What are plane polar coordinates? Plane is when your particle is moving in a plane, means when the coordinates are 2. Like your particle is moving in 2 coordinate system. You have x and y. This is your x, this is your y. Let us suppose you have a particle P somewhere over here, so that the coordinates are x, y, and the distance between them, that is r vector, and the angle is your theta angle, right? So what will be the relation between your plane polar coordinates and your Cartesian coordinates? So first of all, what are your plane polar coordinates? Your plane polar coordinates are r and theta, and your Cartesian coordinates are x and y. So the relation between both will be, this is your x. If I draw perpendicular over here, this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis, and this distance is small x, this is small y. Then x is equal to r cos theta and your y is equal to r sin theta. And if I want to find the position vector is xi cap yj cap, so it will be r cos theta I cap plus r sin theta j cap. This will be my position vector in plane polar coordinates. Now where the problem lies? Problem is, since beginning we are studying about Cartesian coordinates, and we said that the unit vectors for Cartesian coordinates, they are static, they are not changing. So their values are, they are having magnitude, unit magnitude and constant direction. Then we talked about spherical polar coordinates, and we said that spherical polar coordinates, they have constant magnitude but their directions, they are changing. So their unit vectors were r cap and theta cap. Now in the plane polar coordinates also, we have unit vectors that are changing. Now if the unit vectors are changing with time, then what will be the value of unit vector? We need to find the values of unit vector. So how to find the values of unit vector? So first of all, problem is where your unit vector is going if you are having r and theta. So your unit vectors of plane polar coordinates will be of course r cap and theta cap. Your r cap will move in the direction of increasing r. So wherever your r is approaching, your r cap will move in that direction. So now the thing is where your theta cap will move. Your theta cap will move in the direction where your theta is moving. So since your theta is moving in the anti-clockwise direction, your theta cap will move in this direction. Your theta cap will move in this direction. So this angle is theta. And one property of a plane polar coordinate is this: your r cap and your theta cap, they are orthogonal to each other, and we will be proving later on that how they are orthogonal to each other. They are having dot product, their dot product is 0, so they will be orthogonal to each other. So it means the r cap unit vector and theta cap unit vector, they are perpendicular to each other. So they are having angle 90 degree to each other. Now here is your I cap, here is your j cap. Now you want to find the unit vector r cap. Your unit vector r cap will be the direction of your I cap in the r cap vector will give you your unit vector I cap in the direction of r cap plus the component of j cap in the direction of r cap. So this will be a combination of component of unit vector I cap in the direction of r cap plus the component of unit vector j cap in the direction of r cap. It means the component of unit vector I cap in the direction of r cap, they are making directly an angle of theta. So r cap will be cos of theta plus into I cap. I cap is making an angle theta directly with the r cap, so it will be cos theta I cap. Now component of unit vector j cap in the direction of r cap, this is your j cap. J cap is making an angle of, this angle is your 90 minus theta. So this is making directly an angle of 90 minus theta. So this will be cos 90 minus theta j cap. It means your r cap will be cos theta I cap plus sin theta j cap. Right, this is your unit vector r cap. Now move on to the unit vector theta cap. Your theta cap will be having the component of unit vector I cap in the direction of theta cap plus component of unit vector j cap in the direction of theta cap. Right? So see, theta cap is making an angle of theta with the j cap, and it is making an angle, it is this j cap, component of j cap, I cap making an angle with the theta. I cap is making 90 plus theta. So I can write cos of 90 plus theta I cap plus theta cap is making an angle of theta with j cap. So it will be having cos of theta into j cap. So now cos 90 plus theta, it is moving on to the second quadrant. So minus sin theta I cap plus cos theta j cap. This is your theta cap unit vector. It means now you are having the values of unit vectors of r cap and value of unit vector of theta cap. So your r cap is now cos theta I cap plus sin theta j cap, and your theta cap is